The New South Wales Treasurer leading moderate Matt Kean. Matt, thanks so much for your time. What happened?
Laura, well, the Liberal Party is at its best when we focus on our core values. Values of enterprise, the rights of the individual, building a strong economy and a strong defence for our country. Those values didn't stop talking to the community. We've seen a backlash in our heartland seats because the Liberal Party stopped talking to those values. We need to get back to core business, and that's focusing on building a stronger, more prosperous society for everyone. We need to get back to those values of building a secure country for everyone. That's core business. We can't get distracted by these fringe issues and manufactured culture wars. We need to focus on the policies that the community is concerned about. Otherwise, we'll continue to see backlashes in our heartland if we go down the wrong path.
But the moderates are the one that lost their seats, up to 10. They weren't running the culture wars, were they?
Well, it's no one's fault in particular. It's what we as a party have done collectively. We as a party need to be focused on building a stronger economy. We as a party need to be putting forward policies that will address create jobs and grow a more prosperous future for everyone. And you can't do that if you're not taking climate change seriously. You can't seriously talk about building a strong economy if you don't have serious policies to address the issue of climate change. You can't talk about building a more secure country if you don't have policies to address the issue of climate change. That's just one example. But the example also is of women. I mean, we can't win elections if women are not voting for us at the same level as men are voting for us. So clearly there is a disconnect between the Liberal Party's policy platform that we took to the election and the issues that women have been talking about in our communities for a long time. Unless we address these issues, we are going to continue to lose seats in our heartland.
OK, let's talk about climate change for a start. You say you need actual policies or credible policies to tackle climate change. I mean, the government did commit to net zero. Was that not enough?
Well, that was a great achievement of Scott Morrison, and it wouldn't have happened without his leadership. But you also need to be seen as sincere in the community by putting in place the policies that will help you get there. And I think that we looked like we were coming to this issue too late in the piece, and as a result, the community didn't trust us. We need to build back that credibility, and we can start by having a stronger target when it comes to our 2030 emissions reduction objective. We can start by putting in place policies that will actually help us to get
something
there,
down
Laura.
here. Are you talking about, the credibility of not only putting in place net zero, but believing in it? I mean, are you talking about the Nationals or the Liberals in that?
No, I'm not. The coalition is at its best when we represent the voices and concerns of rural and regional Australia, and also the voices and concerns of people living in our metropolitan cities. And clearly, the policy settings that the Nationals argued for were right for their communities, but the policy settings that the representatives of our city seats were arguing for were rejected. So we haven't got the balance right.
How do you fix that?
We need to go back to the drawing board.
How do you speak to the regions and those inner city seats?
Well, I'd suggest the way we've done it in New South Wales. We've settled the climate wars here in this state because we've worked out policy settings that were supported by the Nationals, supported by Conservative Liberals and supported by moderate Liberals. There is a way through on this, and it's when you're talking about climate change in and of itself, you're losing the debate. But when you're focusing on things, policies to address the issue of climate change that create jobs, that drive investment into the country and grow our prosperity, that's where Liberals win the discussion. So we need to get back to focusing on this as an economic opportunity for our nation and putting in place policies that will seize those opportunities and set ourselves up for success in the regions and also in the cities.
What about women? You've mentioned women. Why didn't they vote for moderate Liberals?
Well, I don't think we were seen as credible on these issues. I mean, we have stopped listening to the concerns of women. I mean, the reality is that one woman dies at the hand of their partner through domestic or family violence every week. The reality is that women earn less than men for the same work. women retire with 1/3 of the superannuation balances of their male counterparts. And there's no denying the fact that women are not able to participate fully in our economy because they take on the bulk of care for children and also seniors. So until we have credible policies to address those challenges, we'll continue to see women not supporting the party in the same way that men are. I think that we need to be sincere. We need to listen to the concerns of women, and we need to have credible policies to deal with them. I mean, you cannot be the party of equality of opportunity. You cannot be the party that's focused on building a strong economy if you're denying opportunities to more than 50% of the population. We need to go back to the drawing board, listen to the concerns of women, and put in place policies that will address them and set everyone up in this country to succeed no matter what their gender is.
But